Today I will be explaining you about the automatic pneumatic control valve. Here the valve is used for opening and closing of the atomizing steam. This is valve is used for the auxiliary boiler here. You can use it for some other purpose also. This is the control air which is going inside, and this is the diaphragm here. So this is the link which will move up and down, and indicator here you can show whether it is open or closed. So the signal will go to the control room to indicate the position in percentage. So I will run the video for you so that you understand better. You can see what I am trying to tell you is this is the signal box where you can give 4 to 20 milliamps to operate the valve. If the valve is stuck, then you have to ease up and check whether the signal is coming or not. This signal can be checked by a loop calibrator, which I have explained you in one of the video. So what I am going to do is I will open this, and I have opened the control valve here. I am operating the valve manually. You can see the spindle moving. I have eased up the spindle. This spindle moving up and down, you can see here. I am opening it. This is the air where you can give here, but this is 1 to 2 bar, but be careful, do not give 7 bar, you will damage the diaphragm. So you can see the diaphragm part here. This is the linkage which is connecting the 3 links. The first link to the seat, then there is one more link to the diaphragm. The third link is the one we can move the spindle up and down. This is a locking arrangement. You can lock in different position adjusting the seat. So you can see the seat, there is you can see it hollow here. This will go inside. You can adjust and lock the mechanism. I am opening the diaphragm here. You have to check whether the diaphragm is not toned or everything. Here the diaphragm seems to be good. So I am opening the links here. This is how you can move the seat. You can see it's free here. So I have eased up. If you want to adjust this, if your seat is on, you can adjust this by locking it. I am opening the diaphragm here. There are 4 springs here, you can see, and the diaphragm also you can see. So once you open to see whether the spring is not broken and the diaphragm is in good condition, so put a mark on the thing so that you assemble it correctly. Chances of this assembling wrong is very difficult, but normally you can, the simple arrangement, you can see the 4 springs, check for the spring condition if it is alright. So most of the time you will not be having the space. So diaphragm is very important. You order diaphragm and keep in one if you want to change and rectify. You can see here this is a diaphragm, and the 4 spring will come over here, and above the spring you have the top cover, and this is the spindle which I am talking about, which is free here and which you can move when no air is applied manually. So this is the spindle, this one, and this is the spindle I am talking about, which is free, which can be operated manually here by moving it up. Now I am putting it, assembling it. You can see that. Make sure you assemble it correctly so that it sits properly without any problem. Once that is attached properly with the diaphragm, then you can put it as shown in the drawing here. You can see I am assembling it. Once this is assembled, you can see what can be best done. You can see this is the air point here, and this is the locking arrangement, so that you adjust the distance and lock it. So if you have any message regarding this, you can always send me. So this is the main purpose of showing you, is to understand this better. So the next video I will be explaining in more detail. So if you have any doubt, you can message me.